Hmm. All right. I think we are live now. All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Perfect. 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 All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? All right. All right. Okay. Great, guys. Great. Now I can see your chats as well. Yes. 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 Great. Great. All right. Perfect. आज क्या होगा sir? Today we'll understand about React. We'll try to make a basic project so that we can understand the hierarchical understanding of it. We'll be talking about React Mannat for all batch students. Okay. All right. ठीक है. I can see lots of chat here. Perfect. चलो ठीक है. So I think we all are active, super active before we start with this session. And I think there is no doubt that what we are about to start and what we are covering here. And if it's clear, then we can. Sir, AI, ML, background sound doesn't matter. You will be able to understand it very easily. You just need this thing JavaScript knowledge because React is a library of JavaScript. So if you know JavaScript, you will be able to handle it very easily. Uh, Not very high level, but you should know or you should have a knowledge of JavaScript. Then you can very easily make the project side by side even. Chalo, let me do one thing. Let me share the entire screen so that you guys can have the access of what I am doing and what I'm explaining. All right. I have shared my screen. Let's see if you guys are able to see this or not. I think yes, we can. All right. All right. Check it. I hopefully believe you all can see my OneNote as well because now I can't hop back to the main screen. I'll just toggle in between to see your questions, chats, and when I'm explaining something, you all have to acknowledge. Okay. All right. So before starting by directly creating an application and everything, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you know about React? Now, although it's something that I'll be covering, but let's see how many of you knows about React. Yeah. What is React, guys? What do you guys feel is React? You do this webinar, you will at least learn a lot about React, which you might have missed during your learning journey. And then eventually, if you'll do better, then of course you can apply it multiple places. It is a good thing. Okay, React means library of JavaScript. Pretty good, pretty good. What about others? Yeah, I want everybody to actively participate here. React, check. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. All the responses that came were absolutely correct because React is what? It's a JavaScript library. React is a JavaScript library. So if you know about JavaScript, you are like halfway done towards React. It's just the syntactical part and some of the logical part which you need to do. But my question is, why React? We know JavaScript. There are multiple things out there in the market, but why React? We already know DOM. If we know JavaScript, then we already know DOM. Then why React? Right. The question is why React? Anyone? Why React? The answers of React were pretty good. Let's see who will answer why not DOM and why React. Come on, guys. I want active participation. The more you will participate, the better you will learn for sure. So, if I want to repeat the question is why React and why not DOM? Anybody to make single page application? Okay, single page application. React. Check sir, if I'm what should I focus? I'll answer all these questions. Don't worry at the end, na? So I'll answer every question. We are teaching React, okay? If you want to refresh, check good. All right. Single page application, all right. Faster updates, reconciliation, virtual DOM, very good. Good for you. Okay, perfect, perfect, great. Again, you all were correct here, but there is one factor because of which React became very popular. The factor is virtual DOM. The factor is virtual DOM. React is having a virtual DOM. What is a virtual DOM? It is a copy, or to be very precise, it's a lightweight copy. It's a lightweight copy of your real DOM. Of your real DOM. It's a virtual lightweight copy of your real DOM, and what it supports, and why it is so aggressively popular. The reason is if it's your DOM application, and let's say you are making a to-do list, you have two to-dos in your list. The moment you will be adding your third to-do, the entire list, including all the upper hierarchy, in our case, which are only two, it can be 200 as well, they all will be recreated. They all will be recreated. They all will be recreated. I'm talking about DOM, right? That is a drawback, because if I just want to work on the third to do, why would I want my rest 100 200 to dos to be re-rendered? That's a waste of network, right? Waste of, let's say, recreating the same stuff which is already built, which is already visible, right? So that's why React came into the picture, which is having the superpower of virtual DOM. So what React helps you, or specifically what virtual DOM helps you with, is that if you have one to do, or let's say hundreds of to dos already written, and then you want to add on to the last to do a new to do, then the older UI part will be unaffected. It will be unaffected, right? It will be unaffected, and only this portion would be recreated. Something which is newly added, which I'm marking with red, only this will be recreated. Got it? So that saves a lot of energy, a lot of bandwidth in the case of using React rather than using DOM. That's why the concept of virtual DOM bring up a boom in the case of React. There are multiple advantages that you mentioned, but this is one of the major advantage because of which we popularly work or learn React. Is this point clear, everyone? Is this point clear, everyone? Yes. Yes, clear, everyone. Be pretty fast here. Be pretty fast. Yes. Screen though was visible, right? Yes. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. 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 Perfect. 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 All right. Check it. Check it. Okay. To give you some more information related to React. So React is having two major things inside it. When we talk about React, no, React is actually running because of two stuff. One is, of course, your React, and one is your React DOM. To help you out with both of them in very simple wordings, React is something that is helping you to create the UI. React का code लिखकर, whenever you write the React code, it will help you to create the UI part. And React DOM is responsible for displaying the UI, basically showing the UI onto your browser, showing that created UI onto your browser. So that is the role of React DOM. So if somebody asks you that React and React DOM are the same, the answer is no. React is used to create the components, right? Specific word I'm using here is to create the components, right? And when we talk about React DOM, the role of React DOM is to display the UI onto your browser. I hopefully believe this point is also clear, and there's not much of a rocket science which I need to explain in this difference, right? But one more stuff, since I told you there are multiple advantages of React, out of this virtual DOM is one of the major ones. So there is one more thing which is very predominantly as an advantage for React. That is the JSX syntax. That is the JSX syntax. Guys, my question is, what is JSX syntax? Is anybody uh, aware about JSX syntax? You can use it, Abe. Doesn't matter Python backend or anything. You can use it. It is just front end concentric, so you don't have to worry about in which language you are working with in the backend. You can use Java, Node, Python, anything. All right. Hi. Yeah, come on, guys. My question is, what is JSX syntax? And let's pay a lot of focus. Syntax and process. Don't know. Okay, that's fine. Pretty good. And anybody who's aware about JSX, writing HTML inside JavaScript, okay, pretty good. All right, what about others? Anybody who wants to contribute? I don't know. Perfect. Chalo. Let me help you out with this. So JSX basically stands for JavaScript XML. JavaScript XML. Now my question is, what is XML? XML is extensible markup language. So whenever you read this word markup, the first instinct or the first thing that hits our head is HTML, because HTML is hypertext markup language. So this is also a markup language wherein JavaScript is also involved. So this is what is JSX. And to sum it up in a very simple nutshell and an easy way, whenever we write a JavaScript code, we are not allowed to write HTML. We are not allowed to write HTML. Of course, now whenever we have a .js extension file, we are not allowed to write HTML in it. But if we have a JSX extension, JSX, this thing, then we can write HTML and JavaScript inside the same file together. We can write it together, and this makes our job a lot easier. Trust me, we'll make use of JSX, so this will make our job pretty easy. Right, don't worry, we'll make a project as well so that it gives you a good overall opinion towards how to work with React. So we'll be doing a project as well. So yeah, are we clear with JSX, everyone? We'll be creating an entire application, not just one program, don't worry. Right, we'll be creating the entire application with the clean UI. Don't worry. All right. Okay. Clear? Certificate. Yeah, I believe that you should always focus more on skills. Certification is just a part of it, right? I'm not sure will you get certificates or not. It's like learning is something which is much more important than just having those piece of paper. So focus on that part. Perfect. Yeah. See, whenever we work with the JS part, right? Okay. Brief difference between .js and JSX. So here I can only write JavaScript code, and here I can write HTML plus JavaScript code. And whenever we write a function, we can only return, let's say, the primitive kind of values. Primitive or non-primitive values, you can say. Primitive, non-primitive. What are primitive, non-primitive? We can say number is there, string is there, boolean is there, non-primitive mein object is there, array is there, and even a function is there. So these are the general things which we return out of a JS file. But when we talk about JSX, we write HTML and JSS, and we return JSX. We always return JSX, and JSX is what? JSX is writing something like this, writing a div or returning an overall div, right, inside which some or the content is written. So here in the JSX, we always return the JSX itself, and here we can return any primitive, non-primitive value. But JSX is much more better than JS in the case of React, of course, because a lot of our job becomes easy when we are able to write HTML structure directly, right? That is the main difference. All right, perfect, perfect. ठीक है, परफेक्ट। चलो, यहाँ तक तुम्हें थोड़ा सा रिएक्ट का बेसिक पता चला। एवरीबडी गॉट अ gist of what basic is JSX, and what basic is React, and what basic is JavaScript. You must be knowing JavaScript for sure, right? Now I want to take you towards something very important, like how we can actually uh, um, work with React, है ना? How we can actually have our first React app, how we can install the first React app, what are the steps involved, right? So, if we want to create our first React app, so we will take help of Vite. Now, the question is, what is Vite? Now, the question is, what is Vite? Vite is a bundler. Vite is a bundler. So, you can understand or consider a bundler as a manager. So, a bundler is a manager who manages everything, who manages everything basically, who manages everything, right? So in order to create our first React app, we will be using Vite, which is basically a bundler, or you can say a manager that manages everything. Okay, fine, fair enough. Now what are the things which a bundler is managing? Is basically having the entire flow, or understanding, sorry, and understanding which file is serving another file, which one file is serving another file, right? I should mention the word one here. Which one file is serving the another file, and the entire flow, everything is managed by the bundler. So I'll take you to the documentation of Vite. Simply do one thing, guys. Write Vite, and I will give you this. Okay, can I give you private chat? May Okay, I'm not very sure if you guys are able to see this or not, but I have shared it here. And even if you're not able to have the access of the link, it's pretty short. Vite.dev. Simply search Vite.dev, you will get this. What happened, Midin and Sumit? What happened? Tell me what happened. If you have doubts, simply ask me. I'll clear everything for you. Don't worry. है ना? You must be knowing JavaScript. That's the only prerequisite, right? So this is what is the bundler Vite, and it says that if you want to start your first Vite application, so you have to write npm create Vite at the rate latest, right? Npm create Vite at the rate latest, right? Now, where will I go? I'll go to my terminal. Let's say I am going towards my desktop, and inside the desktop I created my first React app. I'll change the directory, so I'll do it after it's created. First React app. Okay, where am I standing right now? I am at my first React app. So what is the command it asked me to do? Npm create Vite at the rate latest, right? Latest is your 8th version. I prefer working with the 7th version, so that's why I am going for Vite at the rate 7, right? This is the command that you all need to write, but of course you should have the access of Node, then only npm will work. So that is, of course, if you are learning React, you should be having Node installed in your machines, right? So npm create Vite at the rate latest, that is the command which you need to write. I will write sudo because I have some different admin you know um, rights, different admin rights. So this is something which I'm highlighting, which you need to write. Npm create Vite at the rate 7, right? The moment you will do this, it will ask you that are you okay to proceed, and it is giving a default value of yes. So you can press anything, and I'll prefer pressing the enter so that I can move towards the next step. After npm create Vite at the rate 7, this will appear. Press enter. It'll ask you for the name of the project if you want to write any name. So I'm calling it Maverick. 01, a random name which came to my head. So I'm writing it Maverick 01. The moment I'll write it, I'll have the options to select all the frameworks and libraries. So I'll use a down arrow key and I'll select my React. And React ke saath, along with React, I'm using JavaScript. So I've selected React, I'm using JavaScript now. So this is what is done as of now. This is what is done as of now. Now there is one command which only I need to write because of my admin permissions, not you guys. So you can totally ignore it, right? Totally ignore it. Yeah. Now change the directory to whichever folder you created. Now use npm install to have the installation of all the dependencies. These steps were given on the top, so you don't have to worry from where am I writing it. They were all given when you installed React. And after installation, once everything is done, you have to start your project. How? Npm run dev. Right. The moment you write npm run dev, ignore the word sudo. It is only for me. You have to write npm. Okay. Npm run dev. This is the local host link where your React application, your first ever React application, is visible in front of you. Right. Right. That's how your first basic React application, which runs on the local host of 5173, is visible. Right. I'll do it again. I was just showing you the flow. See, sudo is basically I'm having some different, let's say, admin permissions here. So that's why I'm changing the sudo permission. So you don't need to know about that sudo as of now. And it's a part of, let's say, Linux commands, bash commands. So you can ignore it. Website name. I'll do it. So what React? Okay. So can you use React to separate pages for long? Like if I click on the show distribution. You can do that. Yes. Cloud will not help you to understand things. It will do your job, but when you will understand that at the end of the day you have to figure out every error and everything, so it will not help. Vibe coding is something which is for the developers, not for those who don't know development. Vite kya hai? Vite is a bundler, right? Vite is a bundler who is managing this entire code flow. I'll show you the code as well, and I'll show you the code as well, guys. Right. So React, when we just took help of Vite, gave us this boilerplate code. This is the boilerplate code, and every React application that you create, this is surely there. Right. It's a boilerplate code, everyone. Right. So all the codes which are written here is given to us by our bundler, that is React. Okay? That is React. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? I'll do it again. I'll do this again. Okay. I'll do this again. So can you tell me what is the React is basically used for creating the UI heavy components, and for React you should of course be having the knowledge of JavaScript. Sir, क्या करता है React से? Vite creates React. Vite helps to have a flow within the React application. That is, these are so many files here. So which file is actually dependent on which other file? From which file will I be going for the flow? And that flow file will go towards which file? So that entire management of the file system or the folder system is managed by Vite. Okay, so that is Vite. So I'll make you walk through this entire process again, right? That how to install a basic first application. Everyone, focus here. So we created Maverick 1. Now we'll be creating Maverick 2. Okay, let me shut this code so that you all can be a bit confident with how to actually work or install a React application, right? Chalo. So I am standing on my first React application, which is having Maverick 01. So I don't want Maverick 01. I'll be creating one more, let's say, folder once I'll be having the command, right? See, now ignore the word sudo. The first step is npm create Vite@7. Vite ka 7th version will create an application for you. Okay, you don't have to write password. It is only for me, right? Now, after writing npm create, this is something that you will be able to see. So it will ask you, do you want to proceed? You will press yes. You want to proceed. Okay, it's by default by proceed. Now it will ask you the project name. Like last time we made it Maverick 01. This time we'll make it Samarth 01. Right? Samarth 01. Name of the project, it can be anything. That's totally your call. Right? Now, after writing the name, it is asking you for which framework or library. So down arrow key, React. Again, which variant? Down arrow key, JavaScript. Now these are the three steps it is asking us to perform. Right. These are the three steps. Change the directory, npm install and npm run dev. It is asking us, but one configuration which only I need to do. You guys don't need to do. That's what I'm doing here. Right. Now, change the directory first. Change the directory. After changing the directory, npm install, npm I or npm install, everything works. After having npm install, we'll be writing npm run dev. So the moment I'll write npm run dev, I'll get to see it on my local host. Although my previous application is also running, that's why the port number has changed. If I'll kill this application, how to kill an application? Control C. Control C. Now my previous React server is dead. Now will not be able to access this one. So in order to use it for a different port, 5173 back, kill it and run it again. Now if you'll run it again, so by default it's 5173 port number. If you click here, this is the by default React application given to us. And if you want to check the code base as well, then I'll show you. This Samarth 01 is created by Veed, and this is my React application, which is given to me by default as a boilerplate. Clear? Are the steps clear, guys? Are the steps clear? Are the steps clear, everyone? Very good. Good, Sumit. No, bitwise, we're not doing DSA here, so bitwise is not important. Check. You can use React with Python. Good, good. Clear. Perfect. All right. Okay. So I hopefully believe now you got to understand how this Vite is creating React. Now, the first thing that I'll do here is I'll tell you that, can you see this app.jsx file? App.jsx file, main.jsx file. So how the flow is going, I'm telling you that part. How the flow is going, I'm telling you that part. See, React is a single page application. React is a single page application. That is, it is only having one HTML page. It is only having one HTML page, right? One HTML page. So that HTML will ultimately go to the browser. Sorry. I had to select this. Chicken. My bad. So ultimately everything will be visible onto the browser. And who gives the command to make it visible onto the browser? HTML gives the command. Now HTML will understand what? JavaScript file. So the question is, which JavaScript file is the most important file here? Because you can see a lot of files here, right? You can see a lot of files. App.jsx is there, main.jsx is there. So what is the flow? So the flow is HTML is given the command from main.jsx. Main.jsx gets the command from app.jsx, and whatever components you want to write, because it's your code, so you will be writing sam.jsx, you will be writing cat.jsx, you will be writing lion.jsx, anything, any file that you will be creating, all these files will be or must be added inside the app.jsx, so that it can give the command to main.jsx. From main, it will go to the HTML file, and HTML is rendered or visible onto the browser. Let me show you. See here. App. This is my app. Right? I'll make it a very basic code. I don't need this fancy code, and I don't even need the CSS. So I'm removing the entire CSS, guys. App and index I am removing. CSS I have removed, right? And app ka I made a very basic component. So this app which I am creating is getting used. Can you see? App is used inside main. So the app ka content is inside main, right? The main is used where? Can you see main.jsx? It is used inside the HTML, and of course, HTML is something which is visible onto the browser, है ना? Because you also have learned about HTML live server and everything before. So this is the flow. This is the flow. This is the flow. App, which comes onto main, which comes to HTML, and then it becomes rendered on the browser. We are not learning C here or C, C++. Why are you writing this? समझ गए बताओ क्या पढ़ा है? Okay. Currently you're sending something out, right? It's not website name, it's your folder name. है ना? It's your folder name. It's your React application का नाम. ठीक है? Ashish. Alright. Perfect. Clear? Clear till here, everyone? Clear? Yes, yes, yes. I want everybody to participate here because I'm trying to go bit by bit. Although we have to thoda sa go ahead in the journey, then it will be beneficial for us. But yeah, we are trying to go bit by bit. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Chalo. Enter on the browser. Yes, perfect. Take it. All right. This is what is visible app. Now I can change the content the way I want. For example, instead of app, I am writing hello. Hello, Samarth. Hello, Samarth. So if I see, can I see onto the UI it is saying hello Samarth Vohra? Whatever I'll write, hello Samarth Vohra, how are you? Whatever I'll write, right? Doesn't matter. Whatever I write, it'll be visible. It'll be visible. Or if you want, you can write things inside some tags as well. H1 or let's say H2, H3, anything. Anything works. Right? Your call. Can you see? Hello Samarth Vohra, how are you? Everything is visible here. All right. Okay. Now what we do is this is the src. This is the src, the source folder. Source folder. Here I create components. Here I create another folder known as components, so that all the new components, as I told you here, right? Let me show you. As I told you here, that whatever files I'll be creating, so all these files I'll be creating inside the components folder, so that they all uniquely get segregated, that yes, this is made by me. So I'll create a components folder inside which I'll have all these files. Inside which I'll have all these files, right? So I created a components folder here inside the src components folder. Now here I'll create a file. For example, I'm creating a file of let's say we are making a to-do list. Sorry, I am sorry for that. Yeah, we are making a to-do list. So let's say to-do dot jsx. To-do dot jsx. Clear? Clear? I made a file name as todo.jsx. Now I'll create a basic boilerplate here that this is my to-do. Right, this is my to-do. Now the question is, as I told you, all the components needs to go inside the app. All the components needs to go inside the app. So how will this to-do go inside the app? This is the component name. The name component is to-do. I will use it like this. Can you see option of to do is coming, that you want to import this? The moment you will press enter, it will be automatically imported. 3 2 1. Can you see it is automatically imported, and you just need to go for a self closing option. Self closing option, right? So you will be able to see one h1, and you will be able to see whatever is written inside the to do component. The to do component is only having one word to do. So if I show you, you will be able to see hello Samarth Vohra and the to do component. Yes, everyone getting this? Getting this? Yes. Folder name. Yes, yes, yes. Clear? Clear till here? Clear till here? Now whatever I'll create inside this to do, for example, I want to make it a h1, I want to make it anything, right? This is my to do list. This is my to do list. Clear? Clear? I can see it. I can see it. This is my to-do list. All right. All right, everyone. Clear till here. Just acknowledge fast so that I can tell you about the state as well. Yes. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Second. Now, now, in React, we don't use variables directly. We can, but we don't use variables directly. We have hooks. We have hooks. And since you might be having a basic of the knowledge, so the most important hook that we have is the use state hook. It is what? Use state hook. So use state hook helps you with what? For example, you want to let's say make a change in variable. You want to make a change in variable, or you want to work with variables, right? You want to work with variables. So use state helps you. Use state helps you. And how the syntax looks like? It is use state. It holds the initial value. For example, the initial value is 0. It returns you an array of two elements. One is, let's say, the name of the state. Second is the function, right? And I will declare it like this. This is how you write the state. So the initial value of count is 0. This set count is the function, and only this function can change the count. Nobody else can change the count. Only this set count function can change the count. Clear? 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 That's how you write use state. So for example, if I want to create a state, what will I do? I'll write use state, and I'll give it a name of my name. Let's say, doesn't matter. I'm giving it Samarth, and it'll give me an array of two elements. One is the user, second is the set user. Clear? Clear with this? Now, if I want to write this is my to-do list, instead of my, I want to write this is Samarth's to-do list. What will I use here? I will use the word user. I will use the word user. But this needs to be evaluated. So I will evaluate it like this by wrapping it inside the curly braces. So if I see the output now, if I show you the output now, this is Samarth's to-do list. Can you see, instead of my, I changed it with the user. This is the state which is holding this value. This is Samarth's user to-do list. Clear till here, everyone? Clear till here? Don't worry, I'll answer all your questions. Don't worry, है ना? If you will span, then doesn't matter, है ना? ऐसे last में I'll give you answer to every question. If you talk about DevOps, if you talk about AI, doesn't matter about that. Let's first cover the agenda for the day. Just be with me with this session, because there are a lot of people, those who are here to understand React to a bit extent, so that they can get the fear of. That's why I'm taking it step by step. But don't worry, I'll answer all your questions. I'm not going anywhere. है ना? I have lots and lots of time. Don't worry. And not even this, even if you have questions, I'll share my LinkedIn, I'll share my, let's say, different handles. You can message me there as well. So no need to worry about it. Ask questions, that's perfectly fine. But if it's related to this thing, the current code, then I'll be happy to answer it. If it's a bit out of the topic, I'll answer it at the end of the session. But you'll get all your answers, don't worry. Okay, you'll get all your answers. All right. I hopefully believe now you got to understand that this user, which I'm using here, is what? This is the initial value of Samarth. So that's why you are able to see Samarth's to-do list. Clear? Clear. Let's say I have a button in the picture. I have a button in the picture. And the button is doing what? The button is logging out. The button is logging you out. So the moment you click this button, you should not be able to see, let's say, the word Samarth. Anna? It should be not like this is Samarth's to-do list. It should be like this is anonymous to-do list. My name should not be visible. My name should not be visible, right? This is anonymous to-do list. So for that matter, the first thing is you have to perform the on click functionality of the on the button. So on click. So whenever you'll click on this button, handle name, this is the name of the function which I am thinking on by myself. You can write any name. This function will be triggered, right? This function will be triggered. Clear? Clear? This function will be triggered. So whenever you will click on the button, this function will be triggered. And this function needs what? This function needs to change the name of the Samarth, and changing the name of the Samarth means changing the name of the user. So who can change the state? Only the function, that is only the set user. And this is a function, so I will call it, and I'll give it a value of anonymous, so that the value of Samarth changes to anonymous whenever this button is clicked. Let me show you. Everyone, can you see this? This is Samarth's to-do list. The moment I'll click on logout, instead of Samarth, it should give me anonymous on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you see this is the anonymous to-do list? Again, on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you see? Can you see? Right? Right. So that's how you can work with the event, and that's how you'll work with the states, because we'll be working on it in our to-do list. That's why I'm helping you with these concepts. Clear? Clear till here, everyone? Got the basic? Got the basic gist? Got the basic gist? Yes? Yes? Chicken. Chicken. I hopefully believe CSS is something which everybody knows, right? I hopefully believe CSS is something which everybody knows. So I'll not be explaining what is CSS and what is the meaning of which, let's say, particular property. I'll be using CSS in order to make it better. But my question is, are we all clear with this basic structure? Are we clear with this basic understanding? Because if we are clear, then we are good to move ahead, because if this is clear, then only JavaScript is the game which is left, and we'll be able to make it. JavaScript is the only thing which is left. Clear? Clear till here, everyone? All right. Chalo. Now what I'm doing is I am commenting it, because it was for the let's say understanding purpose. I will create my to-do component now. I'll create my to-do component now. Let's say in order to create a to-do component, what I'll be doing is I'll be writing, let's say, a style, a separate style, because I don't want to move my page. I don't want to change my page. I'll make it styles. So I'll give some properties here, and I'll give the CSS properties here that you will get to see. And here what I'm doing is I'm creating some hierarchical structure, like div, inside the div there is h1 and so on, right? I'm making some hierarchical structure. So let's say I am making a h1 which will say this is my to-do list. This is my to-do list, right? Now I will need the entire input from the user, so I will need to share a form with you guys. So I'll write a form. Inside the form, of course I need input. Of course I need input, and I need one button. That button will be saying add my to-do, add my to-do, right? And let's say I will be fine with this basic structure. Now the form, the form will be submitted. I will be submitting the form. So on clicking this button, the form will be submitted. So the event that is triggered, again a JavaScript DOM thing, and I'll call it, let's say, handle add to do. Handle add to do, which I will be creating here. So I'll be handling the to do adding here. Okay, I'll be handling the to do adding here. I don't need any action, वो बस दिखाने के लिए यहाँ पे. Clear? Now in the input, if I talk about the input, so I would want lot of things, right? Input has to be text, so it should also have a placeholder. Let's say for the placeholder, I'm saying write your to do. Write your to do. Now it will also have a value जो इसके ऊपर नजर आ रही होगी, right? It will also have a value. Let me segregate it like this for easy readability. It will also have a value, and you will get to see, let's say, that whenever the input changes, so we'll be triggering a function. We'll be triggering a function. Let's say I'll be creating a state, right? I'll be creating a state so that the value I can show here and on change event I can set here. So I am creating one state. I am creating one state. So what state will I be creating? I'll be creating simply a input state. Input state initially is empty. It gives you an array, and I am writing, let's say, input value and set input value. So this input value, which is initially empty, I am giving it as the value here. I'm giving it as the value here, right? Right? And this on change, whatever I'll type on my input, this on change will do what? This will set the input value. This will set the input value on the basis of whatever is being written, e.target.value. And these are basic JavaScript DOM things. So I hopefully believe you know these things very easily, right? Because itna bare minimum to you have to know if you want to learn React, because JavaScript is the prerequisite, right? And let's say whenever the button is clicked, the type of the button has to be submit, although it's by default submit as well. I'll do the styling, but let's see it as of now how it looks. Let's see it basic of it. Can you see? Can you see button and this to do is visible? Can you see this button and to do is visible? Right? Everyone. Everyone. I'll push it to my GitHub. Don't worry. I'll push it to my GitHub. I'll share my GitHub as well with you. And if you will search Samarth Vohra GitHub, you will get to see my GitHub. इतना बड़ा कुछ challenge नहीं है. Search Samarth Vohra GitHub, you will get to see my GitHub, and after the session, I'll push it as well so that you can directly access the code. ठीक है? Sorry. Sir, if I do project with Python and management worthy or not. See, if you are learning development for the first time, then you should definitely add it. But if you have experience, then you should make much more better projects. But the time being, you are not done with a lot of projects, so you can add all these things for sure. And this is the building block. This is the building block. All right. Clear till here, everyone? Clear till here, everyone? Right. Clear till here, everyone? यहाँ तक clear? Right. Should I be writing CSS as well? लिख लें थोड़ी बहुत, है ना? Let's write a bit of the CSS. Right. So I'll be working for the main container. I'll be also working, let's say, for my this thing, heading, header, whatever you want to call it. I have heading. I also have a form. I'll be working with the form. I'll be working with my input, and I'll be working with the button. So whatever the add button is there, right? So these are the different components which I'm creating. I am making max width because the CSS of course needs beautification, right? So I am writing some margin as well. Let's say I'm calling it 50 pixels and auto to make it the center. So I'll not be explaining you CSS here, Anna, because this is something which is, I would say, the most easiest thing that you can do here. I'll give it a font family as well if I want, and that's fine. I think that's fine. Okay. Itna kafi hai for let's say this thing. Right. Now if I talk about my heading ke liye I'm giving text align center, and I need nothing else. Baki to dekh lenge. Form to of course needs to be having a flex nature because of multiple things inside it, and if it's flex, let me give it a gap as well of 10 pixel. ठीक है, 10 pixel. Got it. इससे ज़्यादा मैं अभी देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. And for the input, I also need. ठीक है, let me go for direct this thing. Next one, I'll give it a padding to everything. That's fine if I even don't write it. Secure. And for the button, I am let's go for padding only. I'm just giving some CSS so that you can understand it. Let's say अगर तुम्हें border देना है, so you can give it 1 pixel solid black border. So that's how you can like give multiple things. Now, how to use this type? So styles dot container will be used where? Onto my main container. Styles dot container will be used onto my main container. So I'll give style, and what will I do here? Styles dot container. For the h1, I'll do what? I'm giving it a css style. That is what? Styles dot heading. For the form, what will I do? For the form, what will I do? I'll give it a style. That is styles dot form. Styles dot form. Now for the button, what will I do? Styles dot add button. Right? Add button. अच्छा input के लिए रह गया. Input के लिए रह गया. I gave it to the wrong place. Form वाला यहाँ पर and style का अलग से. Styles dot input. Right. So that's how I am giving all the CSS here. Am I getting a basic of CSS visible? Yes. Color, nothing I'm doing. Basic of CSS, and I don't need this hello from Samarth Vohra, of course. I don't need this hello from Samarth Vohra, so I'll remove it from here. Only a to-do will be visible. So a to-do which is having this thing. Got to understand how to give styles. Code ki tension mat lo. The code will be visible to you onto the GitHub. I'll give it to you. Focus on the understanding part, the learning part. Right? Right. Sure. Let's see. I'll do it at the end of the session. I'll definitely help you out. Okay. यहाँ तक clear, guys? यहाँ तक clear, everyone? Can you see the basic to do where I can type, where I can add, and everything is there? Now we'll be working on the functionality, but can you understand till here? Yes, clear, clear, clear. Yes. I want more people to contribute here. If you know basic of JavaScript, so this is like peanuts for you written. This is like peanuts for you written. Basic CSS, basic JavaScript, peanuts for you written. Now it's empty. If you see it's empty, I want to at least show some of the list here, right? I want to show some of the list already visible here, right? So what will I do? I will give it a default, let's say to do, initial default to do, right? So what I'm doing is I'm creating another state. You can create as many states as you want, and I'll be giving you an array of, let's say, my to-do list. So I'll write what? These are my to-dos, and I will be using set to-dos. Okay. Okay. What are the to-dos? Let's say I am having two to-dos by default. Two to-dos. And each of the to-do is, let's say, having one ID. One ID. It is having some text. Let's say learn React from Samarth. And it is completed or not. It is completed or not. Let's say false. False. Let's say for the second one, the ID is to learn node from Samarth, and it is also false. Yeah, let's say in one case I'll make it true. Doesn't matter. Okay. So this is what? This is your default. This thing. Default to-dos. This is your default to-dos. Right. Now, in order to show these to-dos, what will you do? In order to show these to-dos, what will you do? You will loop on it. You will loop on it. So how do we loop in the case of this thing, React? How do we loop? How do we display the to-dos? We'll do like this: to-dos dot map. To-dos dot map. It accepts a callback function. Map का आपको पता ही है, and it returns what? It returns what? It returns a new array. So you can do it like this. You can do it like this. And since it is JavaScript, since it needs to be evaluated, so this entire code which I'm writing needs to be wrapped inside the curly braces because it's a logical thing. Because it is a logical thing. Clear? Clear? Now, in the return, write whatever you want. In this return, write whatever you want. If you want to show, let's say, li, show li, right? Whatever you want to show, that's your call. Show that part, right? And since li is indulged, so I should be writing unordered list on the top. I should be writing one unordered list on the top. So like this, I am wrapping it. Clear? So I am basically inside the UL. I am looping on the to dos and I'm creating li for each one of them. Li for each one of them, right? So inside the li, definitely I'll be having some basic. Uh, let's say I'll give it a name of to do. I'll be having to do ka text because here I've written text. So to see, I am giving it to do ka text. Clear? Let's see it onto the UI. Can you see? Learn React from Samarth, learn Node from Samarth. Can you see the text is visible? Right? Can you see the text is visible? Clear? Clear? Right? Now you also need some buttons. You also need some button. Let's say you want to have the delete button. Let's see, I want to have the delete button. Now it is giving me error because the return statement should be having single parent. It should be having one single enclosed parent rather than having separate parents like these two. So I will wrap them inside any of my, let's say this thing, uh, tag, any of the tag, doesn't matter. I'm giving it a div, not compulsory, but I'm wrapping it. That's it. That's the only agenda. Clear? 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 And when somebody will click on this button, so it will trigger a function that will handle the delete part. Handle the delete part. And delete करना है किसको? To this particular one. So I will be passing to do dot id here because I already have id. So to do text, I am passing to do id. So the handle delete function should be written here, which is accepting what? Which is accepting the id. Which is accepting the id. Clear? Clear? Everyone? Clear? Accepting the id. I'll write the logic. Don't worry. अभी logic हम लिखेंगे. Add का भी लिखना है. But this is what we are expecting as a basic as of now. ठीक है? Now I can see the button as well. Let's check. है ना? Can you see the button as well? CSS से we can do it better. Any doubts to anyone as of now? And I'm going very slow with things. I'm going step by step, and I'm having this delete button. I'm having this thing as well, right? I'm going step by step, right? Any doubts to anyone in this? Right? And let's say at the end of the day, when you don't have any of the to-do list, when the length of your to-do is 0, let's say abhi we are having to-dos के अंदर two to-dos, right? In this list we are having two to-dos, but if the length is 0, we should display what? That it is empty. You don't have any task to do. So I'll do if to-dos ka length is equals to 0, right? If to-dos ka length is 0, then what to display? Then what to display? Then what to display? Tell me. No task left. No task left. Right? No task left. Let's see. Abhi to I'll not be able to see no task left. But the moment I'll make the array empty, am I able to see no task left? Yes, that is what is the agenda. That is what is the agenda. All right. Now, to add something, how will I do it? To add something, how will I do it? How will I handle this add to do? Batao. How will I handle this add to do? Because whenever I'm typing, it will give you the data here. Whatever I'm typing here, let's say learn SQL from Samarth. Let's say this is what I'm typing. The moment I'll hit this button, I need this data and I want it to be appended as one of the list. I need this data and I want to append it as one of the list, right? Right. So what will I do? The nature of the form is to submit. So सबसे पहला काम होता है to prevent it. So I'll get a e dot prevent default, and I say if my input value, do I have input value? Yes, I have input value. Here I have input value. if my input value, if my input value is what? Tell me. If my input value is not trim, if it is not, let's say, या फिर छोड़ो इसको लॉजिक को नहीं लिखते सीधा. I'll create a new to-do list. I'll create a new to-do list. I'll create a new to-do. The new to-do will have what? It will have an ID. It will have a text. It will have a text, and it will have a completed ID, text, and completed. ये चीजें होंगी. ये चीजें होंगी. I'm assuming whatever I'll write, it will always be not never completed. Whatever new I am adding, it will never be completed. So by default, it will be false. By default, it will be false. Right? Right? What will be the text? The text will be the input value. Text will be the input value. And ID I can randomly generate with the help of date. Randomly generating. Sorry. Randomly generating. Right. Right. So now this new to do needs to be a part of this to do. This new to do needs to be a part of this to do. So who can change it? Only set to dos can change it. So set to dos will be like what? I want the older data. I want the older data, and along with the older data, I want the new one. This is spread operator, hai na? Of course, JavaScript, but spread operator. It is not React at all. This is JavaScript. This word is React, rest is JavaScript. So I want the previous data, plus I want the new data as well. And once I'm done with it, then I can make sure that the set to dos, not the set to do, sorry, the set input value can be back to normal. That is, can be back to empty. Clear? 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 Let's see. Let's see. Handle delete wala bhi we'll do, but let's see. Let's see. Let's say I'm refreshing everything. I'm adding it here. The moment I'll click on add, can you see learn SQL from Samarth is added? Or if I'll write go to shopping, if I press add, can you see this is also added? Right? This is also added. Now, if I want to, let's say, delete one of them, if I want to delete one of them, what will I do? If I want to delete one of them, what will I do? I have the handle delete function. I will filter it from the array. I have the ID. On the basis of that ID, I can filter out from the to-dos array. Right? What will I do? What will I do? I'll do to-dos dot filter. Filter on the basis of what? Filter on the basis of the array. So from the to-do, agar your to-do ID is not equal to the ID that you have sent. If it is not equal, then add it to the set to dos ka function. Else it will be removed. Right? Let's check. Let's say if I want to remove learn node from Samarth 3 to 1, is it removed? If I want to remove go to shopping, is it removed? If I want to remove learn React from Samarth, removed. Learn SQL from Samarth, removed. And when nothing is left, no task left. No task left. Clear? Clear with this basic logic, everyone? Clear with this basic logic? I'm not doing very fancy syntax or very fancy UI because I'm more inclined towards your implementation of UI here, right? Rather than CSS and everything. So this is the logical ability that we are making. This is the logical part that we are dealing with, right? We are not dealing with anything fancy. I'll do it fancy. मैं तुम्हें GitHub पे दे दूंगा, but this is the logical part. Are we clear till here, guys? Are we clear till here? So add my 10 rules and then you do 10 arrays. You can use loop for it. You only need one array in which there are multiple objects. And multiple objects can be there. ऐसा. Multiple objects can be there. Right? Right? Like this. So multiple array will be part of it. Clear? Clear? All right. Clear till here, everyone? Clear till here, everyone? यहाँ तक समझ आया? Right. CSS pay, I'll do one thing. I'll not invest you guys into the CSS part. I'll do the CSS once the session is done and I'll push it onto the GitHub. I'll share the GitHub with you guys. Wait. Just simply search GitHub Samarth Vohra. You'll get to see my GitHub here. Right. GitHub Samarth Vohra, you'll get to see my GitHub Samarth0606. Right. So this blue color image you will get to understand. Right. So I am sharing it with I don't know how to share it with you here because this was not working. So simply search. Somebody just search it and send it on the chat so that others can get benefited from it, right? So it is Samarth0606. This is the GitHub where I'll be pushing the code and you will get to see the access of the entire code here. Okay? You will get to have the access of the entire code here. Got it? Got it? Got it? Somebody just paste the link in the chat. All right. So this was the basic, let's say, the guide, the first step towards understanding React and to basically set up your first React project. You can ask questions related to React. You can ask questions related to anything that you have. Or in fact, the code, if you want, I can show you the code screen and everything. I will push the code onto GitHub. You can access all my repositories plus this project as well from there. So don't worry, simply search Samarth Vohra GitHub. You'll get to see the access of the codes there. Okay, I'll make it. Now it's time for the questions. Since you guys waited for this entire hour and you must be having questions, so go for it one by one. And we have time, we'll take questions. Go for it. Go for it. अब जितने तुम्हारे doubts हैं, all the doubts that you guys are having, I'll try to answer major of them if it aligns to my domain and everything. So ask your questions. Go for it. Ask your questions. है ना? I am ignoring all the chats uh, before this thumbs up. So if you have questions, paste it now. Go for it. Right. Now you can ask it. And yeah, in order to learn React, the best thing is to go for the React documentation. Simply search React docs and you will get to see react.dev. You get to see react.dev. That's the best possible way by which you can learn React step by step guide wise. है ना? Best possible way. React.dev. But yeah, let's see the questions. If you guys have any questions, go for it. If you guys have any questions, let me see if I'm missing on anything. Okay, Gatsi, if you are there, ask your questions and explain me about everything. I'll show you. I showed you just my GitHub, so you can take it from there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What if we use npx create read? Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It'll execute your things as well, and it'll work on the 8th version. That is fine as well. I wanted to work on the 7th version, so I gave the 7 npm का 7th version काम करना था. Sorry, wheat का. That's the same thing. You are directly working with React. वो सीधा काम कर जाएगा. Same stuff. Okay. Could you please tell me trendy courses? There's nothing like a trendy course term, but it depends on what you want to learn, right? It depends on what you want to learn, right? And the most important stuff is AI is booming a lot these days. So first of all, have the knowledge of things. For example, have the knowledge of JavaScript, have the knowledge of React, have the knowledge of Node.js, and then integrate AI. And Gen AI is also, I think, something which every developer should go for. So, but can AI be replaceable agent for web development in the future? No, AI will not be replacing, let's say, somebody like you or me, but it will help us a lot in the factor to make the process quite faster. So that is where you should focus more on that. Learn AI and implement it onto your let's say development project so that you can have it a better ecosystem there. All right. Okay. So the link has been shared by the Internshala team, so you can refer. I'm a beginner. What I will do. Okay. If you are actually a beginner into this entire tech field, so three things I would recommend is to go for DSA, go for development, and then go for Gen AI. These three things are pretty trendy and are a must for a fresher to do. So DSA, development, and then go for Gen AI. All right. Session will also be tomorrow for advanced stage. You have to connect with the team for the further sessions, right? You have to connect with the team. I don't have a laptop. I don't know how can I practice React on mobile. No. See, practicing tech stuff on phone is impractical. So I'll not recommend you to practice any of your tech stuff, right? So that's something which uh, is not recommended at all. So don't do it. Don't even do it. Okay? Don't even do it. All right. So suggest some projects using React which are better for resume. So you can make projects like Book My Show. You can make projects like Swiki application, a YouTube clone. Right. These are good projects which will help you to learn a lot. And of course, it will be good to showcase onto the resume. So if I'm applying for a Java developer role, then how much should I know? How much AI should I know? So AI is irrespective of any of the development role. Doesn't matter Java developer, doesn't matter Modern developer or Node developer. Everybody should be aware about AI. So as a developer, you need to know about generative AI. You don't need to know about ML and data science. If you want, you can. But the thing which developers use is generative AI, that things are already generated and you want to use it in your ecosystem. So go for Gen AI, Neha, है ना? That will help you out. Next.js is more much to learn. See, it's good always to learn the better technologies. So if you are very comfortable with React, it's been 2 months you are working with React, so you should take a hop on Next.js as well. It's pretty trendy in the market and people are appreciating it good. So yes, you should. If you have time and if you're comfortable with React, then move on to the next part. All right. More questions, guys. Hannah. Let's try to answer each one of it as possible. Right. Next, guys. Next, tell me. More questions, guys. More questions. I would love to take all your doubts. Perfect. Thank you so much, Lapreet. Thank you. See you in the next sessions as well. You know, and make sure you connect with the Internshala team for further updates for the trendy, let's say, uh, courses which you asked for. So stay updated with Internshala team. Okay. To learn DSA. See, my preference is if you are a beginner, you can start with C++ or Java. Both are fine. And if you already have a knowledge in any one of the language, so pursue that only. I said I'm 14-year-old. I started learn web development and really need guidance from a person like you. Can you please assist me? Sure. Gatsi, do one thing. Message me on LinkedIn because this will be kind of a personal stuff because I need to know what all have you learned and what all is a scope to learn as a 14-year-old. So message me on LinkedIn. I'll definitely take your query there. And to find my LinkedIn, simply whenever you go to this GitHub, so you will get the access of the links here. You'll get the access of socials here. So not a very big thing to do. Is React still very important? React is irreplaceable. Without React, I would say 90% of the applications that you are seeing, major development applications you are seeing these days are incompatible. So React is a must. Either a small feature or a big entire application, React is always there. React next, very important. All right. All right, more questions, guys. We'll take around few more minutes. Go for it, guys. Okay, so you should know about all the hooks. You should know about use state, use effect, use layout effect, use memo, use callback. You should know about Redux. You should know about prop drilling. You should know about lazy loading. You should know about the optimization techniques. You should know about diffing algorithms. You should know about JSX and tactical stuff. You should know about bundlers. You should know about React router DOM. So these are the bare minimum must. Okay, bare minimum must. Thank you so much. I am not able to get your name, Linsha. Maybe. Thank you so much. Mention some that I told, right, Rahul? That I told. Nee, lucky. I told. All right. If you want me to repeat, bata then I'll repeat. No worries. All right. More questions, guys. More questions, guys. A few more minutes and then we are about to wind this up. Any questions you guys feel stuck around, or even if let's say the session is over, so that's not the end of our let's say communication, you can stay in touch with the Internshala team. We have a pretty good team that always tries to help students with all the possible ways. So get in touch with Internshala team. Whatever doubts you have or whatever request you make them, they'll make it happen for you all. Perfect. So stay in touch with the team as well. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How long does it usually take to learn React? If I already know it, it'll hardly take you if you are a very regular student and are doing things practically. So it'll hardly take you 15 days. In 15 days, you can do React easily. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining as well. I'll wait for one more minute for those who are still having. Can you share your LinkedIn ID? See, if you have my GitHub, Linsha, if you have my GitHub, so you'll get to see the LinkedIn from here. है ना? You'll get to see the LinkedIn from here. The socials are also added on the bio of GitHub. So you just need this GitHub stuff, that is Samarth 0606, and you'll get all the, let's say, this thing, socials. Yeah. So Internshala team has shared the GitHub as well, so you can see from there. This time any presentation. This time any presentation. Not clear with the question. This time any presentation. Not clear with the question, but since it was more about teaching you stuff, so I thought to use stylus and to explain you in a better live way. So that is far more practical than using some slides, I feel. All right. Last 1 minute, guys. Those who have questions, be quick. And even if the session is over, that doesn't mean that we are not connected. You can get in touch with Internshala team. Internshala team will take all your doubts and will help you with everything. So make sure, even if we are not in touch, Internshala should be there. What kind of posts we add on LinkedIn? So you can add anything, like you learned something today, if you actually learned, and when you create a new, let's say, official project, so showcase your project, tell about things when you achieve a small milestone like solving 25 questions of DSA, or getting a batch from learning DSA, or doing development things, or your internship stuff and everything. So that thing you should post. All right, thank you. So perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much, Amal. Nice knowing you. Don't question in one word. I'm not able to get interviewing. What is interviewing here? How can are Internshala connect? See, the most easiest way to get in touch with the team is to mail them. So you got mail from you know the Internshala team, so revert to them, or stay in touch with Internshala over LinkedIn as well, right? So Internshala team is very active. They'll reply you at their earliest. The entire team is totally focused towards student concentric things. So if you want any sort of help, mail them, or simply give them a LinkedIn text. So they'll help you out there. No worries. Uh, I think certification, I'm not sure of, but you should never focus on just those piece of paper. Actual knowledge, actual skill matters. So that is what my recommendation is. Right. The same answer goes for you, Anamika. I'm not sure if we have a certificate for this, because certification is just a formality. You can even have a Canva and generate a certificate, which is, of course, nobody will ask you. But um, yeah, it is like learn skills that matters the most. Cold email AI. Cold email AI. What do you want to ask? You should cold email, and I'm not very sure what is the relevance of AI here in your question. If you want to get an internship or job, then yeah, you should take help of AI in order to cold email to the recruiters or the HR team. Yeah, that's fine. You should do it if that was your question. And to help you out, you can contact with Internshala team here. The Internshala contact portal you can see here, right? So this is where you can get in touch with Internshala as well. So that's much more easy way for you guys to connect with, right? See, everything is like served to you guys so easily. So yeah, just make a wise decision and take some steps. How can you get early response for interview because any response is not coming? See, it depends on what your profile is. If you're good with your profile and work, you will get responses for sure. Else wise, keep on working hard, keep on making new projects, make a better resume, better profile. And it's not about early thing. The more you will cold email or connect with people or socialize about your let's say learnings, the better chance or opportunities you will get. So you'll have to showcase yourself in a good way and a very optimistic way, then only the response will come out in a better way. Yeah. All right, last 30 seconds, guys. Last 30 seconds, guys. Last 30 seconds. Perfect, then you'll definitely get the response. Just keep on cold emailing or asking the recruiters for some feedbacks and all. So you'll definitely get a reward. All right, last 30 seconds, guys. Those who have questions, they can ask. Last 30 seconds. Let's be quick, guys. Last 30 seconds, and then we'll be happy to wind up the session for the day. All right. I'll wait for a few more seconds. Okay. I'm working for Internshala. Yeah. Right. Perfect. I can see a lot of LinkedIn messages popping up. I'll reward each one of you after the session and after the project uploads. Right. No worry. All right, okay. I think major of the doubts or major of the concerns which you guys were having, they all are addressed, and you know how to connect with Internshala team. It is http://internshala.com/contact. So it's pretty easy to find it out, and you can connect with them over LinkedIn or different platforms as well. So yeah, that's the best you can do to yourself as of now. Future web development is never gonna die, right? Here, it'll never gonna die there. So you should always focus on the skills that are you know always trendy in the market. So development along with AI will give you a good future. All right. Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, guys. It was really nice knowing each one of you and addressing all your queries. Would love to see you all in the next sessions as well. So for the next sessions, stay in touch with the team, and yeah, whenever you have any query, so the team will be there for you. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and see you all in the next one. Chalo. Signing off from here. So thank you. Trendy market skills, development, and AI. Go for AI. Okay. Like with development, after development, go for AI. Perfect. Chalo. Thank you. Ending the session now. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye bye. All the best. All the best for your future endeavors. Bye bye.